Welcome in here on the Rugby Network. Ben Holden, Will Hooley set for another semifinal, and this one is in Division 1. This should be an electric match between Queens College out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and Wheeling out of Wheeling, West Virginia, in Reading, Pennsylvania. Penn State Berks is where we're playing these matches. Will, great to be back with you. And this match, we should see a lot of points scored between these two sides.
Well, here we go, Ben. The Cardinals against the Royals, and you're right. There are threats across the whole of this field in both teams, and we can see Wheeling come up. In particular, have a look at number 7, Aaron Juma. He has been in electric form this season. He was involved in the Major League Rugby draft. Old Glory DC managed to pick him up. He is such an attacking weapon with the ball in hand. Keep an eye on number 7. As for the backs, well, there's a couple of names. Alex Neomunda in the midfield. Really impressed by him. He scored an absolute wonder try against Iowa College early in the season. And then Mugoru Godi, apologies. He is said by their head coach, by Mike Geibel, as having a sixth sense for finding space. I'm sure he will be proved pivotal in this match.
Yeah, both dangerous weapons. Juma's a guy that had 2 tries last week in a big win for Wheeling. They put up 58. On the Queens side, who stands out for you amongst these guys up front, Will?
I'm particularly looking at the engine room in Van Niekerk and also Johnson. Obviously, we talked earlier in the first game when Brown took on some Bonaventure. It's so key. The platform's going to be so key. Queens, they're going up against a big physical side. So they've got to make sure that their set piece is strong. I'm sure head coach Frank McKenney will make sure that department is strong. But this is where I do get excited, because I get excited of 9 and 10 for Queens. Take a look at Hilton Olivier. He's been said by his head coach has been the best 9 in the country, Ben. And I have to say his halfback Colson has also been proving to be a very good worker as well. Those 9 and 10 could be a game reason for game management to go well in this last semi-final in this D1 action.
Yeah, you're right. Frank McKinney had a lot of praise for his number 9. He's a first-teamer in Rugby East, where Queens plays out of, and said he was the captain last year, came back. He's a calming influence. And you know, Will, playing this sport at the highest level like you did globally, it is so critical that 9 and certainly the 10, their calming presence in that back line and in part of the backs for them. And so here we go. Wheeling, they are 6-2 on the season. They got over the quarterfinal hump. They had not been through the quarterfinals in the last 2 years, and this year they finally got over it. Queens with the tape to begin the match here as the sun is down in Reading, Pennsylvania. Cool, crisp evening, and one of these two sides will go on to take on the Brown Bears, who we saw earlier in another classic between them and St. Bonaventure, a 1-point win. So that Brown side awaiting the winner of this match. Wheeling with the white and the red kits. They've got possession of it. Farthest they've ever been in 15s and 7s if you follow college rugby. National champions this past season, and they've got a bunch of weapons, as Will talked about, that play on that 7 side, and a heavy run there. They've got plenty of size, Will. You can see it jumping off the screen.
Tackle. Yeah, and keep an eye, as I said, on that number 14, Mugoru Godi for Wheeling. Really is electric in open field, but he's also got the size as well to break tackles.
3 tries he's got so far in the playoffs. Didn't score at all in the regular season, but they put up nearly 60 last week in the quarterfinal win. Good dummy there. Keeping the ball is Wheeling.
Leave it.
Last 2 who've had it on the men's side have been right down to the final horn. Will this one be another instance of that? We will find out as time moves on here.
I tell you what we'll also find out. I'll tell you what we'll also find out, Ben, sorry to jump in, is Wheeling, this is their first time in the program's history of making it this far. You know, Queens have been familiar in the past. 2022, they're in the championship final. And when you think about
It's
big
yellow
game
lines.
experience, maybe
Yellow
Wheeling don't
lines.
have so much in comparison to this
Blue
Queens
Queens,
team, or certainly
Queens,
within the program.
Queens.
But that's also a nice thing. They can just be
We're here.
free. They can almost be like,
Here.
nothing's expected. And that's where a team is dangerous. And they, as I said before in the build-up to this game, they got dangerous
Good
attackers
tackle,
across the
good
board.
tackle.
Off the line out, they tapped it back there. Our referee today is Justin Hale. There's the call for the knock on there, says Hale. So we'll scrum it up here.
Knocked by White.
Third all-time meeting between these two universities. Queens has won them both. And one thing they've done in those matches, they've kept them in check scoring, averaging just 15 points a match.
It's interesting, though, because in this game, Frank McKennie, head coach of Queens, he knows how dangerous, though, the Wheeling team is. He actually called them scary because of how big they are, how much power they've got as they try to make a big tackle already. But great work from Queens to get it away.
That's scary when that's coming at you, man alive. Big bounce that goes back toward the Queens end, picked up by Wheeling. Here they go. Good burst of speed there from Ayub Jolly. One of many players on this Wheeling side from the nation of Morocco.
Went the wrong way, 5, and got in this way.
Call there from Justin Hale, the offside call.
Marcus here. Marcus here.
Yeah, not rolling away or not getting away from the breakdown. As Wheeling, we're wanting to try and inject some pace on the ball. So here we go. Good kick. Going to get inside the 22. Maybe not quite, but still. Good early signs from Wheeling just to get them into the game. Great little pickup at the back there. That's from number 10, Mendaza.
Here you go, Queens.
Great footwork. And the thing is about this side, Ben, is they've got also sevens background. Remember that Wheeling won the CRC sevens this year, so they're going to be fit. They're going to be also quick. Expect them to move the ball.
Queens nearly the steal there in the lineout.
Not going in the lineout. Not going in the lineout.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, with their experience, and there's so many guys on this team, that's got to be a big thing for this Wheeling side, having tasted victory and winning that tournament, albeit sevens, but still, you're a championship team, and that means something.
Yeah, I think obviously this whole program, has a lot of confidence, and it's a credit to head coach Mike Geibel. I think what he's done in this program has been superb, and they've been really impressive. Ultimately to have a big quarterfinal win from the Cardinals earlier.
Yeah, I need a long ball.
Earlier, 58 points to 24 in that game. And although they didn't win the Big River Conference, it just shows you that they can score points from anywhere. And that thing is the day they just sort of get a bit nervous and a bit unsure. I kind of just think this Wheeling side has just got nothing to lose. And they've got so many threats across this whole backfield and in the forwards as well. Someone like Aaron Juma at number 7.
Keep our eyes on him. Here they go. A little fake, and now they come back this way. And they're going to get this one and get it home.
Good over there, Pat.
And down, line and let up.
Just want to make sure he didn't step out. Thank you.
The kicker there is Panashi Bugori Ogadol. Puts it down there, and it's 5-0 Wheeling.
Let's go!
What a lovely little play down the blind. I was saying how many threats they've got, and we've mentioned already about
11, here's your line.
Gotti, the number 14, picking it off on the edge. All a bit too easy, and that's a great first score for Wheeling.
Yes, sir.
That's his 4th try of the playoffs for Panashi. Product of Zimbabwe, part of that sevens group that we've been talking about. And a terrific fake and the conversion attempt here to make it a 7-0 count here in the 7th minute.
50 seconds. 50, 5-0. Yes.
And it is good, so it's 7-0 Wheeling on top. They led last week 17-5 at halftime and then blew the game open.
Okay.
They're off to a good start here on a beautiful play on the restart there from the scrum.
solid scrum platform, and they allow themselves to get a one-on-one. And I think someone like, McGorrigotti that's all he needs. The number 14 for Wheeling. He just needs a bit of space and a one-on-one opportunity. He got that there and scored brilliant.
Out, no, leave it, Blue, leave it.
Take here.
Your tackler has to get out.
Troy, Ohio product. Very heavy international flavor on this Wheeling side. Much more domestic side for the
Tackler
Queens
has to roll.
Club. They've got 5 players from North Carolina. They're out of Charlotte, of course. And a heavy dose of players from Zimbabwe and Morocco for Wheeling. International sport at its finest. Heavy carry from one of the big boys up front. Played out and played back.
Everybody's on.
Chaniwa. He's their 9. Here's a kick. Finds touch on the far side.
No, quit. Okay. Sounds good.
Smart play. I mentioned in the first D1 semi-final, in these big playoff games, you've got to make sure you have good game management. Yes, you want to express yourself, and when you've got some unbelievable runners like they do in this Wheeling team, you want to get the ball in their hands, but at the same time, play the territory. Put the pressure on Queens. Ask Queens now what they're going to do inside their own half.
Josh Schwartz, their hooker, the throw in. Here they come from the back.
7, you got to make an effort to stay on your feet, 7.
Listen in there. You hear the sounds. You hear the footsteps. You hear the hits down there on the pitch. 9th minute, 7-0 Wheeling on top.
No, it's fine.
Sledding in there. Good tackle turned in there from Tadiwa Kenga. Now Queens the run here from Colin Cunningham. One of those North Carolina products. The ball, though, turned over. Indication there, the call from Justin Hale. The knock-on.
First 10 minutes for Queens. Obviously wanting to get their hands on the ball, but as I mentioned, it's just about to settling into this game. You're playing playoff rugby, going to want to try and get to that big stage in Houston next weekend. So there's a lot of elements where you want to get your game, you want to assert yourself on your opposition, but make sure you're doing that in the right areas of the field. I think for Queens, just the ability for their halfbacks, I talked about them earlier, it's real quality. Real quality in Olivier and Colson. They got a 9 and 10 who are really good in D1 Championship. So make sure that they play in the right areas. They don't need to mess around playing too much rugby in their own half, in my opinion.
Press in the midfield here, JC.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Just never got in. We just never got in.
So Hale gets him reset here. You heard the discussion from him to the two sides. Wheeling up 7 here, looking to add to it.
Looking to see what Wheeling do here, just in terms of their creativity. They have it on that first scrum. They scored down the blind. What do they do off this? They get the ball into the hands like Alex Niamunda and number 12 for Wheeling. They get the penalty instead.
Indeed. Their fly half, Shadrek Mondaza, lines this up and will look to get him into a good position here for a line out coming up here.
Good first signs. Was already mentioned, Wheeling. Set piece is going to be crucial. Both line out and scrum. So now they've got an opportunity here where they set up a drive. They're going to go to a 4-man. Wait and see.
Throw up high, tap back there. Getting up there was Navin Couch to back that ball back.
Yeah, I'm having a
again,
conversation
this
with you.
time by Wheeling.
Hey, so
Scrum
guys,
goes
I'm
to
okay with
Queens.
warding dominance, but you got to start straight. It immediately came up and straight
Scrappy.
over.
Scrappy
Nobody went straight.
from
So
that
I'm
line, I
ward
just when they might
dominance.
have
We
an
have to move
opportunity. Had a look
forward
here.
first. Mark,
Good power
gentlemen.
coming through from the scrum of Wheeling. The Cardinals. Mentioned in that first D1 semi-final, we saw
Your
how
side literally came straight across
good,
all
how
the way up.
pivotal it was for Brown picking up that win, and really it was their scrum that had that ascendancy when they took on some Bonaventure. So if you can get a good solid what Wheeling are showing at the moment, that's going to be good signs.
Set. Hold 9, hold 9, hold 9.
Olivier there. He's their
Offside,
9, but
nine.
where's 14?
Offside.
I was told that it was a fit issue with his
Yes, sir.
with his kit. So that's the reason you're seeing the 14 there putting the ball in and handling it so much is Hilton Olivier, the grad student out of Pretoria, South Africa.
Glad you cleared that up.
Yeah, White, you have the line.
Because even
You
I
have
was
the
slightly
line.
confused. No one wants to see the wrong number on someone's back, but you are absolutely right. Yeah, Olivier, as such high prospect, regarded such as a high prospect, I should say, at Queens.
No offense to the right winger wearing 14, but that's Olivier wearing 14 because of that little discrepancy that he wanted to wear a certain kit. You got to be comfortable, right? Good tackle there. Down to the turf goes Zach Colson. Young man that's caught the eyes of USA Rugby.
No, leave it, White, leave it.
Potential Eagle, they believe. Olivier spins it
bang
back. It's banged down with the right boot.
3. Offside. 3.
Justin Hale with
Offside.
the call there. The reason for the stoppage.
Thank you, Chris.
Bit of a gift of a opportunity now for Queens to just get themselves a little bit more settled into this semi-final. They haven't had too much ball, but now the ability just to get inside the Wheeling half. And you know, it's cold out there. It's cold out there.
Guys, make sure we're going
for
straight
these
up,
teams,
not
especially
up
as
and
it
in.
comes
Straight
into
up.
the evening now. So everyone's going to want to try and just get their hands on the ball, get into this match as quickly as possible. Wheeling absolutely did that in the first 10 minutes. Can Queens now grab an opportunity inside the Wheeling half?
Wheeling's try coming in the 7th minute.
Transfers them all. Use.
Coming free, rolling ahead, ball laid back by Queens. Olivier gets in, gets the ball back into the hands of J.C. Curry. Curry played the ball off. He's in the red scrum cap there. He's their captain. One of those North Carolina products they've got on this roster. Good ball movement here. That one played out on the wing there. That is 9. That is Pierce
Good
Griffin.
tap.
We mentioned the jersey switch between the 9 and the right winger. Down to the turf goes Colson.
Ball's available.
Olivier playing it back. Curry skyward with the right.
Knock on by White.
Great kick.
Advantage to
Hale
blue.
calling the knock on.
Yeah. Not releasing. Yeah.
Not releasing in there in the ruck.
Yeah, I love that. I really do love that from Queens. Sensible game management. The high ball, the kick into space. I was actually looking, and you can see in the top right-hand corner there was no one covering it, but instead they went more for an up and under, a competible kick, I should say, not taken care of by Wheeling, and then that 50-50 lands into the hands of Queens. They get a bit of go forward and the penalty against Wheeling. So that, from just a bit of kicking, a bit of game management, now look what happens. Queens have this penalty, they kick it into the corner now. Not going for 3 points, interestingly. They back themselves in this line-out attack.
Love the mentality. Let's get tries. That's what they want. This ball
Knocked
tipped,
on.
not
Advantage.
once but twice. And this one comes down into the hands of Travion Reed, the big loose head prop out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Ball played back. Colson now bounces it outside. Tough handle out there.
No advantage game. We're going to come back to the first knock. But White, your tackler, I need your tacklers to get out. Your tackler needs to roll away. Yeah, thank you. We're going to come back to the first knock in the line out.
Always that
Knock on
constant
in the line out.
conversation. Yep.
Yeah, interesting. No, I was just saying, I was waiting to hear actually where the knock-on was. It was in that initial line-out. I think Wheeling nearly stole it, Ben. I think they nearly got up in the air and grabbed it. Wasn't quite to be, landed in the hands of the Queens number 1, Reed. But now, you could say got lucky, good defense from Wheeling, but they come back from that knock-on. This is a scrum. I mean, as a number 10, I'm licking my lips here. You've got so many options. You've got a little blind side. You've got 10 meters down the right. You've got to open up on this open. See how what Queens do.
Let's indeed see what they do. Taken out of there.
Nope.
Getting to that ball quickly. Wheeling got around the end of it there. Now the line is set. Played back. Not much gain there. Getting in, getting it free. Carry there from Van Nykirk. Now played on. Aiden Johnson, the 5. Penalty here.
He was the second man there.
Turnover time. What a turnover as well. Needed something big. You just felt Queens coming around the corner. Had to have a bit of patience, but when you've got a ball carrier coming around the corner, you've got to get with him quick. Whoever's his buddy, get there soon. Get there to the breakdown. Because in the end, the Wheeling player, the defensive player, got over the ball, got the turnover, and they get themselves out of trouble as well. So a chance for Queens, but you've got to say, they want to improve their attack. They've got to get there in numbers. They've got to be better at the breakdown.
Yes, they do. So the line out coming up here for Wheeling. Just the 7 points on the board thus far in the match. Wheeling 6-2 on the campaign. Third meeting they've ever had with Queens. They've yet to beat them. Can they get over the hump here? Hadn't been able to get past the quarterfinal round the last 2 years, but this year they did that. Trying to get over another hump in the road and another roadblock in their way to the championship here in the NCR Division 1 and the men's division here next Saturday night from Houston. Weather will be a little warmer in Houston, Will, next week than it is in Reading, PA right now, but they'll play through it. These guys are tough. They could care less. Down it goes. Spun to the back. Right at halfway, it's taken by Queens.
You missed it.
Olivier.
Use it.
Playing it back. Big run coming from the hooker, Josh Schwartz. 5'10" at about 220. Olivier once again. Now the kick popped on that right side by the captain Curry. This one bouncing and Wheeling backed up at the try line. Great job getting down there by Everett Boyd. Now Queens, they're trying to win a battle in here. Come up with a ball, but Wheeling's got it for now. Short kick, Queens with some speed. Here they come into the hands of Stanyon. Stanyon with a stiff arm there, and he's finally dropped. Big heavy run out of the number 8. What you would expect. Now played on to Shawver. Big tackle there from Wheeling.
He didn't touch anyone.
Olivier gets it out.
Off feet.
Hale saying the defender was off his feet. Now Olivier quickly on the restart.
It's not a yellow. Captain.
Yeah, we're going to get a card here, Will.
Wait to hear what the referee has to say.
Yeah.
Cap discipline. We're inside the 22. That's 2 penalties. Your first guy came in flying off his feet. Didn't touch anybody, just came completely off his feet. Yeah, at the breakdown. Second guy, just not 10 on the penalty. Yeah, let's clean it up, and we're going to start sending people away, yeah? Thank you.
So no yellow, just a very stern explanation of what Hale wants to see.
Yellow.
Yeah, everything about that play from Queens was excellent. All the way back from the first kick, finding space, putting Wheeling under a lot of pressure. Their exit was then really poor. I think they're going to look to tap and go here. They want to put the nail in the coffin.
Leave it.
Reed with a couple carries on this passage. Now the tight head prop. Keenan Camp getting a touch. Quickly in. Couple meters from the line.
Step.
Trying to work it free. They do into the hands of the hooker, Schwartz. Schwartz trying to reach. Came out of his hand, though.
Knocked on.
You heard Hale. Knocked on by Queens.
And I've got my hands in my head, Ben.
Yep, knocked on.
The patience that they had early, coming around the corner. Well, these are good carries. Great clear out as well. I think that's number 4. Johnson comes in. That's a great clear out. The ball's clean. And then number 2, Josh Schwartz. He's actually had a really good start to his game. But you don't need to do this, man. You don't need to reach out. As he hits the ground here, he thinks he's close. No, he's not. If he just recycles that ball, I'm telling you, one, maybe another phase. I think Queens would have been over. That's a real chance slipped. And in the end, that's a bit of white line fever.
And he had Shava right there, the 6. He was right next to him, to your point. Could have been an easy pickup and dot down in the try zone, but it's not to be as Wheeling comes up with a massive turnover, and this will help. Good carry there.
Kick is good.
Diamunda with a carry there, the number 12, the center.
Off the foot.
Picked up by Wheeling, laid back. They're going to look to get a little mojo going. They kick one through. To halfway, though. Queens is right there. Right into the hands of their fullback, Thomas Moosey. He played it back. Here they come with some momentum. Good run here from Shawver, the 6.
You missed it. You missed the first one.
Queens coming right back. Dangerous play there. Nearly taken away. Had to get that one up in the air. Did Queens. They're trying to avoid this. And back comes Wheeling. He needs a little support. Can't find any. To ground he goes. But Wheeling has flipped the pitch here. Here they go. Trying to break through again. The big carry there from Diamunda. Now this one picked up by the try scorer. Mugor Ogodi. The 14, the winger. Not releasing in time, says Hale against Wheeling.
And we can all take a breather, Ben. Yeah. Wow, what a passage of play. Queens, when they thought they were running it in. It was really good attacking work from Mussies. Now they just go. Olivier sees space.
Yes, they do. Here they come. Speed, cutting back in, nearly to halfway. Good tackle. Olivier gets in there, pops it down with the right boot. And it'll find touch, just letting it go out there was Mendoza, their 10.
Smart play from Olivier. I can see why already. Frank McKennie has such a high regard for him. Just trying to go quickly, put some pace on the ball. And in the end, a lovely little kick, getting the territory. Some good shots, some good tackles going in by Wheeling. But that's smart from the number 9, obviously wearing number 14.
Yep.
Try to get some pace, put it on the ball with a tap penalty. It's really back and forth at the moment, Ben.
Sure is. Queens has threatened a couple of times, but Wheeling has come up with a stop with a couple turnovers, a penalty on the last passage that Queens had the ball down in this portion of the pitch. Good job by Van Dyke there to stay with the ball carrier to get him down to ground. Now Wheeling, nothing there, trying to get the block with Schwartz. The kick goes over his outstretched arms. Queens the take. 35 or thereabout meters away from the line. Played back there by their captain, Curry.
Just in the air. Came down safe. Huh? No.
Tackle in the air from the Wheeling player. I think that was Magoro Gotti, the 14 for Wheeling, just took a Queens man out in the air. But it was a loose kick. It was a really loose kick from Wheeling. They didn't set themselves and they just try to rush the ball, get it away and exit. You don't want to do that in the sport. When you kick, you want to have some purpose to it. They probably needed just to kick the ball out of play, reset. In the end, they caused their own problem. Now Queens have a good attacking lineup.
Yeah,
they do from about 10 meters from the line. Trying to get on the board here for the first time in the match.
One advantage, one.
Still connected. Now it's coming apart a little bit, but they get it back together at the back. Pulled out of there by their number 8. That's Stanyon. Stanyon gets it a couple of meters away. Second effort, and this one is down. They get it down, and the try is put down by Keenan Camp.
The big man getting over. And you've got to say, credit to Queens, they deserve this.
Down white line.
They battered down the door, and in the end, that bit of patience. You can see Camp, the South African, getting over the line, and they deserved their first score. It came off, as I say, that time of a really poor exit from Wheeling. Gave them, therefore, Queens this opportunity, this line out. It's well set. It's well, the go forward strong. It's together. And in the end, Wheeling are just on the back foot. I think they already had an offside position as well, so the referee was playing an advantage. And this breakaway is strong. Good work initially by that first carrier by Queens. And then that number 3, Camp, gets over. And they will feel like a little bit settled, Frank McKenny's team. Just get that first try on the board as the conversion to come.
Yeah, and that carry was courtesy of that big number 8 in there, the senior out of England, Chester Stanyon. And the conversion is true. Good kick there, good strike from Hilton Olivier. And it's 7-7 here as we approach 28 minutes elapsed in the match.
I'm already seeing the ability of Queens in terms of their game management. They're kicking into the corners. They're trying to win that territory early battle, which is sensible. I think with Wheeling, they really can score from anywhere. We've seen that already, how they've broken from one side of the field to the other. But at the same time, could that be to their detriment? A poor exit, a loose kick when they did decide to kick in the end. Wasn't the right timing. And that then put themselves under a lot of pressure. Queens capitalised that nicely from that driving line out. And here we go, we have a 7-all game inside the first 30 minutes.
Queens College, their 5th Final Four. Started this program 8 years ago. What a job they've done of building it. Frank McKinney, college player himself, and here comes his side. Putting some heavy pressure on. It's mishandled back there, but picked up, and they're trying to get him into touch, and they do, and it's huge out of Queens. Big kick, good job getting it down the pitch, and they're going to have it in striking distance again here, Will.
That man again, Hilton Olivier. Very good work from the scrum half, wearing number 14, we must mention again. Initially a really strong break from the kick receipt. But it's smart from the scrum half. He just kicked it on, kicked it into that corner, put the pressure on Wheeling. Once again, they struggle to get out of there. And actually, it's going to be... Oh, okay, so it's a line out to Wheeling. So maybe it came off right before he went into touch. It came off a Queens player, so that's why Wheeling have the line out.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. Good catch by you, and here we go. So Wheeling...
Tap is fine. Out now.
Deep in their own territory again. What do they do this time on the exit? This kick. Taking 40 meters from the line. Right back. Here they come. That's their right winger. That's Pierce Griffin. Because of what Will mentioned, 14 and 9, those two jerseys, those kits are switched. The ground goes Van Dyke. Olivia. Looking back in the direction of Colson. And lose some meters, but Colson will get a little bit of it back here. Now the carry here from Shawver. A reactive first half from him.
Yeah, on the neck. You can't stand on the neck. Sorry about that. Straight on the neck.
Call against Wheeling.
An apology as well from the Wheeling player. Good to see in our sport.
Yes.
Respect to each other and to the referee as Olivier decides he's going to kick it into this corner again. So this is a good patch of play for Queens in this last sort of 10 minutes. They've really taken control, and you can see that Wheeling just struggling to get out of their own half. And I think for Queens now, can they capitalize again? Can they put another one on the board?
Okay, I'll look out for the extras. I'll look out
to really make this territory advantage turn into points.
Are you in or out?
Inside of 9 to play in the half. Kirk up to get it. Good ball out of there. Here's another heavy run from Shawver. Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. The try scorer for Queens, Keenan Camp with a carry. Another good ball played out here.
Missed it, missed it.
So loose head prop in there. Travion Reed, who is a handful, a big lad. Here's Queens again, threatening inside of the 5. They get it to Reed, and Reed gets it down. So it's prop night, Will Hooley. The tight head gets one, now the loose head gets one, and the big men doing it up front for Queens.
Ball was down, Danny went underneath, already called the try. It's a try.
The big men get it done. You gotta respect them. Try for Reed. And it was really sensible control play, controlled by that scrum half, Olivier at the base, just bringing boys round the corner.
Yellow,
Reed actually gets a double carry. This is his first one. Strong, people are with him. The breakdown's clean and it's quick ball. Olivier does well actually just to pop it away then, but again, the breakdown's good. It's quick ball, it comes round. Reed gets back on his feet. Great double effort by the big prop for Queens, and he gets a try for all his hard work. Great work from Queens. It looks organised, it looks controlled, and it's powerful as well.
They have really taken control of this match here in the last, 5, 7, maybe 8 minutes of this match. They've wrapped their arms around this thing, and they're in control of this thing right now.
I think it's just sensible the way they're playing. It's good rugby IQ from Frank McKenny's men, especially from this man who's about to take his second conversion. Olivier, kicking in the right areas, getting his forwards around the corner. They are putting their game on Wheeling.
And with that kick, it's now 14-7. So 2 straight tries. You got to love the guys up front. The props have got both the tries. First, it was Keenan Camp, the tight head. Travion Reed, the loose head. They get those 2 tries in the 22nd and 33rd minutes. And now they're up by 7 here as we come up on just 6 minutes remaining here in this first half of play from Reading, Pennsylvania.
Hey, look, Ben, I like to call the big lads the piano pushers. And then as for the backs, we're the piano players. As a former fly half myself, you've got to respect the big men. They're on the score sheet, and they've worked really well in this first half for sure.
You love to see it, man. It's great stuff, and great work out of them. Those forwards have been really good for Queens throughout the match. Here's a kick over the top. Now a chase. Plenty of speed coming for Wheeling. Picked up, though, in time by Queens back there.
Tackle now.
A lot of speed coming at them, but they get the ball before the dangerous
Your team has the ball.
Agora Ogdodi gets that ball. He could not get his hands on it. Olivier plays it back. And Dyke breaking away. The big 7 looking for support. He's got his cohort number 6 with him. He is close, and he is going to not down yet. And it's held up. What an effort there turned in from Van Dyke.
Gentlemen.
It is a brilliant effort from Van Dyke, but the effort in the end, I want to see who gets up. I think it's the number 10. Mendoza, who actually gets underneath the ball, preventing from Van Dyke going for the try. Look at this from the break from the number 7 at Queens. Does he have the gas? Not quite. And the number 10 for Wheeling, Mendoza, he does so well. The upper body strength just pulled him up.
Yeah, let's make a decision, yeah?
That is brilliant last bit of defense from Wheeling. They needed that. They were busted through the middle as Queens just continue to rise in this match.
Yeah, and they get it right back. Drop out there in the kick, and it's back into the hands of Travion Reed. He's got one. He's sniffing for a second here. Olivier plays it out. Good ball movement here into the hands of the 8. Now played on to Schwartz, courtesy of standing the 8. Now Olivier gets it out inside. Here's a chance again for the other flanker, number 6. That one's down. It is down. Ronan Schauber gets it down. And Queens, they have scored 3 consecutive tries and lead it here in the 37th minute now.
I'm not going to reward it.
19-7.
Yeah, it actually comes, I was going to say, a big first carry from that man, Travion Reed. Reed's been brilliant, the number 1 for Queens. But it's just the patience, the tip on there. That's a lovely tip on from Camp to his man, just in some space, just giving yourself that breakaway from just one-on-one tackles. And therefore you get that bigger go forward. And in the end, that's a great try from Van Van Dijk. Oh, sorry, that's actually Shawver who goes over there, number 6. It's a really strong, just tactically really strong from Queens. The movement away, bringing the focus of the contact point away from it Wheeling. They're going and focus on the guy with the ball. It's that little tip into space. And in the end, it's their third try of the day. And yeah, this has been really strong half from Queens.
What balance this Queens side has shown here in the last, really, you go back to, I'd say probably around the 20-minute mark. They got the first try at the 22-minute mark as Olivier on for his third, and he is perfect. All 3 conversions good for Hilton Olivier. But the 6 and 7 have been great, Will. The 1 and the 3, and even Schwartz and those guys up front have been so good, and they've mixed in with the play of Olivier, and you've talked about it, how good he is. They've got a nice balance going here, and they're up by 14 here, late stages of the first half.
I think you're spot on. But that work.
Yeah, outside, always outside.
It's really good.
Just a couple of minutes remaining here in this first half. Wheeling with a try in the 14th, but in the 22nd, 33rd, and 36th. Queens has countered. Can Wheeling do something here in the last couple of minutes of this half to trim this deficit that's 14 now?
2 minutes. 3. Take little. It's coming up front.
EJ Vidal eyes it up. Good throw right down for Couch. And out they come. Ton of speed on this back line. Good pick up here. Still on his feet. Wanted to play it back and did. Another good ball played on. That one into the hands of Joseph I, number 13. Now they try to kick one through there, but it's last touched. Was it last touched by Queens? I believe it was. Yes, it was. It was off of them into touch.
They are exciting, aren't they, Wheeling, when they get their hands on the ball? Yeah. I think it was that man, Aaron Juma, in the midfield, the back rower acting as a ball runner off that line. I'll be interesting if I was the play caller. I'd just give him the ball again. Really exciting. They look like they got speed, they got power. And as mentioned earlier, maybe tactically not brilliant in this first half from Wheeling, but my word, they can score from anywhere with the threats they have.
They sure can. They're a home run waiting to happen. Up in the air in the middle of the park now.
Tackle.
Final minute here of the half. Looking for a response is Wheeling. Good job on the counter there by Queens, and they come up with it. Great work out of Queens. They've got it clicking in every phase here.
It's pat to the back to that man again, number 3, Camp.
We haven't had the scrum in a while.
Yep.
So
the tight head from Queens is having a brilliant first half. The execution on that counter-ruck, not only did he take out the man, he banged him into the Wheeling number 9, who then knocks it on. That little bit of work, that extra bit of work from the Queens number 3 has earned himself basically the ball back, and they can probably take themselves into the first half without any damage and continue this lead at 21-7.
I need you to work to get over the top. You're trying to go right on the shoulder, over the top for me. Yeah, thank you. Here you go, Jimmy. Come on. Let's get it right.
Justin Hale looks like he might have played a little rugby in his day, man. He's built. He's our head referee here today. Congrats to all the officials that worked these 4 games and the other ones this weekend here in the NCR final 4 rounds.
Wait for the guidance.
Hilton Olivier.
9. Yep.
And taken away by the opposition 9 right into the hands there of Chinawea.
Out now, Blue. Leave it. Blue needs to roll out.
Wheeling trying to get a late score here. Advantage being played. You heard Hale offside on Queens. Playing advantage here. And Munda couldn't get free.
For the offside. I couldn't see the number. It was the 3rd person out.
So dynamic. They're so dynamic. Their runners. It feels like every single one of their runners can beat a man one-on-one. And that's brilliant to see when they do have their attacking opportunities, when they have the territory as well. And I mentioned how Queens, they had the scrum, and I thought they could just take it, kick it out, take themselves into the lead, a 14-point cushion, but Wheeling, credit to them. They fought hard there, and they now have a penalty opportunity.
30 seconds for the kick.
3 points. Points are precious in playoff games, so if they can get this, close the gap, good work from Wheeling to finish the half.
Shadrach Mandaza, product of Zimbabwe. He's their 10, eyes it up. Sounded good, looked good, and it is good. 21-10. Well, we've reached halftime, so a big 3 at the end of the half there for Wheeling.
Big 3, just to get them on the board. It's always nice to finish the half as you mean to go in to the second, and how you start the second half. You want to do exactly the same. Good work from Wheeling. You've got to credit Queens. A controlled, well-organised team. Take the lead, 11 points, you could say, at 21-10.
22nd minute, 33rd minute, and 36th minute. The tries for Queens will step aside. Quick halftime, 5 minutes, 21-10. Queens on top here in the national semifinal.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Welcome to the Rugby Rundown on the Rugby Network. Join myself, Alex Corbacero, and Will Hooley as we bring you your weekly rugby fix.
With the big news, special guests, and unparalleled access, this is your rugby show.
From college rugby, Premiership Women's Rugby, MLR, and more, we've got you covered.
Watch exclusively on the Rugby Network.
Come along for the ride as we bring you the Rugby Rundown. Welcome to the Rugby Rundown on the Rugby Network as we bring you your weekly rugby fix.
With the big news, special guests, and unparalleled access, this is your rugby show. Watch exclusively on the Rugby Network.
is all about feeling. The feeling when you crouch, when you bind, when you set. The feeling when you go into that first defender. The feeling when you make that first tackle. The feeling when you take that first hit. We are that feeling. We are contact. We are Rhino.
There we go. Okay, broadcast is on. I couldn't reach it. Have fun. Cheers. Yep, I'm good. Y'all got me? I'm right behind you, running behind you. Yes. Hey, Chris, do I need to wait on broadcast?
Broadcast, good? Good.
Good, thank you.
Here we go, Blue!
Sorry, mate. No, leave it, leave it. You were touching him the whole time.
Hey, that's a mucky. That's a mucky. That's good press.
Let's go, boys, together.
I didn't have the ball. What did you say on that?
You were touching the guy the whole. So as he's going down, you just kept your. Yeah. You have to clear release and then go for the ball.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't miss you. I like the black on black card.
Check in.
Here we go, boys. Here we go, boys.
Let it settle. Yeah.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Guidance first, Sadie.
One. Straight down. Yes. Yeah, let's shoot the line. Let's shoot the line. Blue, you have the line. Yeah, I got it. You took out a defender. Took out a defender. Oh, I do. Thank you. See, those are the type of calls we need. Hey, Blue, I need y'all to come straight up. Don't step in, just come straight up for me. Yeah.
Watch out! Keep going! Keep going!
They're here in the second half and get something going with that talented back line. Guys that were on the Sevens national championship team, not releasing in time there on Queens.
Got to release from the tackler. Once you've made the tackle, you're involved in the tackle. You've got to show a clear release before then trying to go for a jackal, therefore trying to win the ball. So wasn't from that Queens defender. So just a couple of penalties of allowed wheeling just to get themselves, nearly inside the Queens 22. And like you've mentioned, Ben, honestly, when these guys have a bit of space and they get a one opportunity, I'm putting wheeling.
Hey, y'all took the gap last time. I need you to go straight up. Don't take
runners,
the gap.
The Jumas, the Magorogoli, the likes of Alex Niamunda as well. I mean, these guys are proper strong.
They really are. Here's one of the big men up front. He's dropped.
No, play on.
In his tracks there. Played back here into the hands of Mecca, the tight head prop out of North Miami, Florida. Spun to the back now, looking to get some space here. And good stiff arm there. Heavy run here. There you go. Case in point right there. That was Alex Niamunda. 2 tries last week, but Queens, they've got it again here. Another turnover they force. But a kick that doesn't go very far, and a quick reset here for Wheeling. The ground they go. Played out. Short side of the pitch now. Queens on it. Job to wrestle the carrier down there. Another big, heavy shot delivered there. Spun free, back into the hands of Mecca. He is a big boy.
Yeah, that's fine. You were committed, 8. Good.
Quickly moving it. Now, drop goal attempt here, and did not work out the way they had hoped. That was Simo Hadar who tried it.
Yeah, I'm playing. Hold Blue. Hold Blue. You got to retreat, Blue. You got to retreat, Blue.
Now Wheeling. That's going to be...
Yeah, you're not going to have a card. Hold on.
Whistled up near the head there.
Who said the blue line offside? Pat, was that you? Yeah. So blue line offside. Would you have a mark for blue line?
High tackle. That's up there with some of the most bizarre bits of play I've seen. Ben, from the audacious attempt of a drop goal from almost nothing to then a wild high shot. We'll hear from the referee now.
You have a choice. You have a choice. It's going to be a penalty. Blue 9 offside inside the 22, or the high tackle here. Let's go. Yeah.
Yep. The right call, Will, right there. They're going to march it down.
Just blue 9 offside.
I just have a question.
Yeah, from the initial first kick, because obviously when that kick happened, the drop goal attempt, no good. Then the Queens player trying to kick the ball out. Everyone was in an offside position, so it was a bit of a calamity of errors, Ben, if I'm honest. And it just so happens that Wheeling get themselves a penalty, 10 meters out. Let's see what they do here. I mean, if I was them, maybe even just tap and go. Use your runners. Get into the game. They go for the corner.
Yep.
Here you go.
Again, a Wheeling side that put up 58 a week ago. They led 17-5 at the half. They scored 4 times in 8 minutes with tries and blew the game open 43-5. Down 11 here. Good job getting the hand up there by Van Nykirk for Queens.
Yeah.
Disrupting that a little bit.
Yeah, thank you.
A lock up here for a scrum.
Last scrum, your first up was always.
Got to get excited if you're wheeling.
First up was
as long
always
as they get this
so
ball
just keep elbow high, and we won't
from this scrum. Look at all those threats in that back line.
Yep.
Alex Neermunda. Ogoro Gotti as well. He's hanging around on that right edge. They could go down the blind side. They did that in the first half and they scored. But keep an eye out. Either side of this scrum, they could attack both ways.
Plenty of threats indeed. 48 minutes gone here in this match. Winner on to the final to take on Brown next Saturday night. 7 Eastern here on the Rugby Network. Queens set, Wheeling. Trying to hammer it home. Trying to hold him back. Reed's in there. Schwartz is in there. To ground he goes. Hale right there. Another second effort here. Hale still looking. Nothing yet. Queens Reed came out of there with a ball.
I think you held up. That's the call from the referee. That's why it's a goal line dropout.
Yep.
Wheeling just inches away. They might have even tried to reach for the try line, but in the end, Queens just held them up. And that could be big. You've got to say, Wheeling in a position there that you just thought they had to score. Queens get this dropout away.
They get it right back at the 22-meter line. 3 meters inside of it now. They've got a lot of room out here with all those threats and weapons. All in the hands of Joseph I here. South African, the 13, the center, looking for help. The ground they go. Now into the hands of Simo Hadar. Hadar still with it. Queens trying to yank that ball free. 3, 4 blue shirts around the ball. Finally to ground it goes. Chani with a scrum half, getting it free. In there again, eyes it up, plays it back. They'll bring it now to the left of the formation. I with another carry. The ground he goes, and Queens comes up with a ball again. And a beautiful kick here by them. The chase is on. Wheeling gets back to track it down. Up over the top, the try score for Wheeling. Couple meters gained on that carry by him. Penalty call here against Wheeling. Queens, they want to go quick, and they do.
Not 10. Not 10.
It's another smart bit of play from Olivia. Just going quickly, catching a Wheeling offside. Again, that means they have to march back another 10 meters. It gives a kicking opportunity to get close to the corner, or whether they may even consider 3 points. No, they're going to go for the corner, but it's just smart play from the scrum half. Realising that Wheeling were very slow to retreat, the tap and go, it's an extra 10 metres. And in the end, Queens through really not doing a lot. They were under the pump in their own 22. As you mentioned, Ben, a great kick downfield, a brilliant chase, putting Wheeling under pressure. And look what happens now. Queens find themselves inside Wheeling's 22 and has completely flipped the territory and the game in this second half on its head.
2-possession game right now at 21-10. Not straight, says referee Justin Hale. Wheeling says we'll take the scrum.
My only concern for Wheeling is, as I'm seeing them in this game, and they have been doing great, getting inside that Queen's half, is it kind of looks like they are expecting one of their danger men to do something. And it's almost like expecting that bit of individual brilliance that's going to ignite them and bring them into this game. One-off runners, one-out runners, I should say. And Queens are just defending it well at the moment. I've got to see a little bit more togetherness from this Wheeling team. You're not going to just get your tries from maybe an exciting play. Well, you might do, but it's going to be unlikely just relying on individuals.
And Queens knows that, right? I mean, they know what they've got. They know what they're all about. So you got to tip your hat to them, too, on that side of the ball for being fully aware of what you just mentioned. But, yeah, they've got to get something together here. Still down by 11 here, just the one try. It came back in the 7th minute.
And it's not to say that the individuals, Ben, won't bring it for them. I have no doubt. And Aaron Zuma could just run 50 meters. And Magora Gotti as well could just take a 60-yard and go all the way. But we're playing national semi-finals here. The likelihood of that at this stage in this competition is going to be minimal. They've got to show a little bit more togetherness, a bit more of a game plan, rather than just throwing it to one of the big men and saying, go on, give us something brilliant.
Yeah, go make a play, right? Here we go on the restart now. Queens with possession here in the 54th. They're going to pop one up here, and the chase is on for that. And their read down there banged into one of the Wheeling players, the one that picked it up and has it here. The ground he goes. Queens trying to come up with it in there. Wheeling's got the possession, though. That was awful close. 2 arms in the air, 2 sets of arms. Taken here all the way in the back by Moosey, the sophomore fullback. Now Colson. Promising young player, United States player. Spun free. Camp, good ball each side. It was the 8 standing who's had some big carries in this match. They go deep with it. Now some speed coming into the hands there of Colin Cunningham. Dabbles in a little camera work now and then, and look out here. This one's going to go in. This will be a try, and Queens will extend the lead. Right down between the posts, that one goes, and that's Everett Boyd, the senior out of Sunrise, Florida.
Opportunistic rugby at its absolute finest, Ben. Boyd just picks up and says, thank you very much. Where did that come from? Well, it came from a brilliant initial steal. That's a great bit of work, defensive bit of work from Wheeling. And then it's that offload that just doesn't go to hand, and it gets into Boyd's hand, and away he goes. Thank you very much. And that's a gift of a try underneath the post. You expect it to be 7 points. Wow, what a turn of events. Just when Wheeling thought that they had the turnover, they were going to get up the field. Well, a bounce of a rugby ball can be very cruel, and it lands into the hand of Boyd, and he goes under the sticks for 5.
Well, you've talked about it more than once, game management. And that's just a play that in game management, that can't happen if you're Wheeling. And yeah, to Boyd's credit, right there, ready to rock, and he took that one in, and a great job by him.
It's game management, but also just ball management. That offload wasn't needed from Wheeling, and that was the reason. And then it went astray. Ball bounced up perfectly into the Queen's man's hands, and now I'm sure going to make this 7 points.
Chip shot, right? And that one is through and good, and it's now 28-10 Queens.
And when you think about where this all came from, again, I've got to almost take it quite a few phases back, where Wheeling were really putting some pressure on Queens, but not massively going anywhere inside the Queens half. They then turned over, they kicked the ball really well downfield, put the pressure on, and in the end, the pressure just has materialized into eventually those points. So Wheeling, you could say, the lack of control is really affecting them at the moment.
18-point differential. They'll get it here on the take. Adar. He's dropped by Colson. And Daza got in there. Good size pickup there by Kanga, their number 6. Slowed in his tracks here a little bit. Nyamunda, though, charging ahead. He is a load to get down to the ground. Well built. They finally get him to ground. And pick up here. Still going. Quickly taken out of there. Up in the tempo here is Wheeling. High in the air, played back. Get a good vantage point of that look of what they had. The carry there from Aaron Juma. Haven't called his name a lot, Will. We've only a couple times. He's had a couple of carries, and that was one of them.
I know, and he still breaks 2 defenders, doesn't he? I mean, he's just so,
yes, he does.
He's so good. He's so good. I came across him actually at Major League Rugby MLR Rising.
Yeah.
You know, as he was building himself to get drafted, and drafted he has been by Old Glory DC, by all accounts. So he's such a talent. It's just like just being on the same wavelength as someone like him. He makes that individual break. He beats those 2 defenders. He looks for that offload, but the man he offloads it to just wasn't quite ready for it. And in the end, unfortunately, a knock on.
There he is on the left side there. In the back row there. He played 9 sports in high school. Unbelievable. I didn't know they had hockey in Zimbabwe. That was one of the sports he played. Incredible stuff, man. He is a stud. And coming to an MLR TV screen in the very near future, I presume.
Yeah, blue and tinted, kick it out the way. Yeah, so I'm going to give a penalty. It's going to be a penalty. Yeah, no card. Yeah.
Referee Justin Hill there with Frank McKinney, the Queens head coach.
I'm just letting you know because it's going to look weird on your end. Blue and tinted kicking the ball away. It's not going to be a card. There's going to be a penalty. So your team back 10. Yes, sir. Yeah, slowing down the play. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. But he can't intentionally touch it. Yeah, back 10. Yeah.
Good refereeing. Good refereeing. Being impressed actually by the refereeing today. And that's not patronising to those referees watching out there. Referees never really like me, and I probably never really liked them, Ben, because I was always in there. I was always in their ear as a halfback. But I also got to credit good decision making, good seeing of the whole play, what's going on off the ball as well. So rightfully, Wheeling had that penalty, and now they got a chance. They really need a try on the board, though.
Approaching the 4th quarter of this match. Queens away with it. Queens gets it down the pitch. Chases on back there. Wheeling. 2 down there. They get on the ball. Tackle by Olivier there. Near the touchline. Tricky situation here. Good job by Wheeling to get in and get that into the middle of the pitch a little bit. Keeping it out of danger there near the touchline. Spun out of there by Chiniwa. Good job in there. Good work there on that tackle there by Jared Rhodes. He's subbed in. He's wearing number 18. Heavy to ground on the tackle. They go there.
Still these one-off runners. Here we go, though. Muragora Gotti.
As the Wheeling try, but that and a penalty kick have been all they put on the board here to this point. But that can change in a hurry with the weapons they have. There's Travion Reed taking down the ball carrier. Man, he is put together. Big number 1 there. Little dummy. Schwartz to the ball first for Queens. Their hooker. He's been really good. Will's talked about those guys up front. Solid effort and a great job. Taking the ball carrier into touch was Hayden Johnson.
Well, actually, though, Ben, it was some good strength, but again, good refereeing. It was a tackle, had to release him, but instead then try to drag him into touch. You can't do that.
Okay.
Once you've made the tackle, you must release. So that's why it's the penalty to Wheeling in the end. So some good strength from Queens, but unfortunately, to the laws of rugby, that was not the right thing to do.
Blue, here we go. Here's your mark. White, you good?
So many laws in
Now
rugby.
wheeling. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Time's off. Time's off. Substitutions. Substitutions. Time's back on. Willie,
Now we're set. So a big opportunity here for Wheeling. Favorable part of the pitch up high. They tap it back. Played back into the hands of Chinwea. He gets it free again. Carry there from Joseph I. Now trying to slip through here, but it's whistled. And Juma said, wait, what's going on?
He came from the front of it. He's off. No, he has to.
If they're bringing this back, Will.
It's offside, yeah.
Yeah. You can't just pick the ball up from behind your feet and in the end. So, again, it's a lot of one-off runners from Wheeling. As I said, I've mentioned it already. It's exciting, but at the same time, you're asking a lot of these guys to try and break two-man tackles. But as you can see, his feet are in front of the ball. You can't then go back to pick the ball up. Your feet are in front. And unfortunately for Aaron Juma, he thinks he's getting away with this. It's both feet behind the ball in the end, and unfortunately none of which, both of them were in front of it.
You like when they test you every once in a while. Here you go. Here's your mark.
They come back to that spot, and the line out upcoming here for Queens. With Josh Schwartz on the throw.
Yeah, good throw, good throw, good throw.
Good throw, good job getting Van Nykirk up.
Tackle there.
Queens up 18 here. One try here in the second half. They led 21-10 at the halftime break. Now it's an 18-point bulge for them.
Behind the 50. We're behind the 50. They're good. They're good.
Good looking kick here. Wheeling inside of their own 22. Now going backwards. Now near the 5. And to stick the leg out there was Boyd. Big return here on this carry. All played back, but dangerously into the middle. And it's Travion Reed. The big man's got it. Another case of mismanagement there, Will, with the ball by Wheeling. Now Colson, far side. He's got a runner out there, and the runner is going to be unable to get this. Like the thought process there, though.
That's fine.
Now Wheeling trying to work it north down the pitch here. Not much happening there. Not a lot of room out there. Queens, good job defensively. Curry, the first one to the ball.
Honestly, balls everywhere. As now Cam comes away.
Cam does come away. He's already got one try. Now Wheeling taking it back. Olivier. Travion Reed trying to get a little fancy there, but did not get the ball through. Now Wheeling. Under pressure, Boyd. Gonna make the play. Scored the last try in this match. Put his side up. 26-10. Came in the 55th minute. Now getting free. Looking for help. Couldn't complete the offload there. To ground they go. Queens trying to hold up here, but gaining halfway and then some. Here comes Wheeling, and this one is going to go in, and they're going to take this one and get it down for the 5. The big fella there, Will.
Amazing. Honestly, what I've just witnessed there was ridiculous. And then the drop goal conversion. I mean, this has gone here, there, and everywhere. Aaron Juma starts it off. That's a lovely little tip man play from the number 7. And rightfully, he then finishes it off. He's worked tirelessly, Aaron Juma. He really has. He deserved that try. But I was just thinking to a point, like, when are Wheeling going to maybe kick this ball? Because they looked exhausted. but they just kept hold of it. Maybe that sevens mentality, it's almost like they believe they could just tire Queens enough. They pulled away, and what a try. And this game's still in the balance from that effort.
It sure is in the 67th here now. And we've talked about it throughout the match, all the threats they have. And Juma's not a backline threat. He's a threat no matter where he's at, right? And he made that play look easy. Oh, across halfway it goes. Queen's back there, but going to let that one skip into touch, I do believe, over there. Yes.
Excellent, though. I like that. The movement of the ball. Threats to begin with. That's better from Wheeling. You know, play to their strengths. Move the ball. If it's on to run, it's on to run. But then there wasn't much on. They just poked it through. Look at that for an exit. Now Queens have to get this line out from inside their own half. So, hey, Wheeling, what can they do in this last sort of 30 minutes or so? They've taken a little bit of advantage so far.
Giving it a run here for sure. Winner goes on to take on Brown next Saturday night down in Houston in the Division I championship in the final. 7 o'clock Eastern time. This kick going well inside of Wheeling territory. Well done. Looking for an escape route, and that's what they choose here. Queens. Here they come on the attack. A team from Charlotte, North Carolina. Moosey to carry out of him.
You missed the ball.
Olivier on the ball.
Straight through.
Now Wheeling, they come up with it. Good job by them there. Juma, he is put together. He's 6'1" and 225. Now Wheeling, here they come, moving up that side. Penalty called against Wheeling here. Queens will get it back.
I think it was in the end just the forward pass right on the edge. As we await a few substitutes coming into the game, they're going to need to make an impact for both teams in this last 12 minutes. But Wheeling, everything I've said, just everything I've said in terms of like their game management not always being there and really relying on individual threats. Well, hey, look, as the game's gone on and the Queen's defense has got tired, almost oddly enough, that game plan's working for them. Those one-on-ones, Queens aren't sticking their tackles and Wheeling are breaking away and they are asking a lot of questions. I wonder how long Wheeling can keep it going, though, because I'm exhausted just watching this, Ben, if I'm honest.
Well, you do the math right now. They're down 11, so a converted try and a try would give them the lead. But right now, they've got to get the pill back. Colson, good ball played on into the hands of Lau Petrus. Petrus, long and strong. Good carry from Petrus.
12, completely off feet.
But a penalty call for coming off the feet on Queens.
That could have been the dagger to the heart of Wheeling right there. Quick ball. Great work. I love how Colson was flat to the line and he brought his runner on to the ball and everything looked great. Everything looked great until the breakdown. But now Queens get the ball away.
This is Boyd. Had the Queens try early in the second half in the 55th minute. He's a speedster. At left wing, number 11. Now Reed. The loose head prop looking like a back here, man. He looks comfortable wherever he's handled the ball. Big number 1 out of Charlotte. Played on there to Jacob Ero. He's just come into the match, 17. Played back here now. Colson plays it on to Petrus. Petrus, he's wrestled down. Olivier now at the base, looks left, now right with it. Back for Stanion, the number 8. With some really good carries throughout the match. Olivier. Hands on it, back for Colson. Colson near the line, and a good job by Boyd to keep that from going out, but the end result is he kicks it away.
That was a shame as well. I'm really liking how Coulson, he's clearly just playing a little bit flatter as a number 10. And when you play a little bit flatter, you engage the defense on you as a ball carrier. So therefore, his runners are really starting to come into space, putting those flat balls in. That one not going to hand. But the fly half from Queens just really looks like he's having some confidence now. And Queens, you should feel confident. Good field position. They've looked strong every time they've had the ball. They just need to be aware, though, of those Wheeling individual threats. This is going to be the thing for Wheeling. That it's going to bring them back into this game. They need one of their big men to stand up and say, hey, I'm going to take it all the way. I've mentioned how it's not exactly the best tactic in the world. But for this Wheeling side, I kind of feel anything's possible.
Yeah, I'm with you. I am with you on that. They've got the home run hitters to be able to get it done. They've got the scrum here. Aniwa, the put in. Call on Queens, so here they go quick. At least they wanted to. Hale's going to bring him back, though.
At the 5.
I know the scrum penalty went against Queens, but I've got to say, Trevion Reid, he might be one of my favourite props in college rugby after this.
I love him
this evening, and his man as well, Keenan Camp, number 3. I think Camp is now off the field, but those two have just been brilliant, absolutely brilliant in the loose, in set piece. I've also seen their chasing effort. They were some of the first to the ball when it was the kick chase for Queens. I mean, to get that out of your big men, wow, that's really impressive. As the clock just starts ticking, Ben, you've got to wonder now, as you say, Wheeling have got to score 2 tries. They've got to try, and they don't. They've got to get themselves back up the field.
Jacob Ero, one of those replacements in, along with number 19, Seth Valance. Up front there for Queens, as you referenced. Reed still in. Now outside. Petrus. He's a big, long, sturdy customer. He's had now 3 carries here since he's come in. Not releasing in time. The call here on Wheeling. And it looked, the indication there, Will, I know you saw what I saw. Curry pointed to the stick. Are they going to kick this?
Well, what I love, if you actually look at it, the forwards wanted the ball to go into the corner. The backs wanted to take the points. Right. That is just a classic rugby moment right there. They've listened to the forwards. I think it was big Trevion Reid has said, hey, get this in. I want another one. I want another one. And this game really would be put to bed. I thought maybe Hilton Olivier could maybe hit 3. I mean, he's been superb. He really has been the sort of the conductor to this orchestra. But here we go. Can Queens score? And if they score here, you like to think game over.
Yeah, time's off. I got time off.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. With where we're at here, we're at 70. We're in the 74th minute here. It's going to be a mighty big mountain for them to climb if they give up a try here to Queens here. Out of the line out. Trying to get them all together, but it goes to ground. Not much there. And now taking a look. Olivier plays the ball back now. Here's Petrus. Heavy run, but a good job by Wheeling to stop him in his tracks 5 meters from the line. Coulson wants to tap and go here.
Collapsing the ball. On the 5, yeah.
So Reed and company will get their wish again here, Will, with another line out coming up.
The setup was really good, I got to say. They went to the front and they came around quickly. Those back men of the line out, you just watch the speed difference in terms of Queens getting set to them Wheeling, reacting. They've got to probably do something very similar here, and you've got to say they can push this in.
Here they go. They get it set up. A couple meters away from the line. Bodies galore in there. And it comes off the right side. And they get that one, and it is down. The number 8, Chester Stanion, the senior out of England, he gets it down. And that, in all likelihood, will wrap this match up.
Book that ticket. You're going to Houston, Queens. Fantastic work in the end. Great patience. Stanion's also had a really strong game, the number 8. I love the little play at the front of the line out. Sorry, it actually went to the back to then push it back to the front. Just caught Wheeling enough off guard that they couldn't stop the push. And it's Stanya that gets over. Queens with another try. And as we've mentioned, Ben, that has to be it. There's no coming back, you like to think, from this far out for Wheeling. A shame, because they've really thrown everything at it, particularly in this last 10 minutes. But credit to Queens. Credit to someone like Hilton. Olivier, he's been superb in controlling this game, and the big forwards up front have delivered when it needed to be, when it had to be, to book them a ticket as Houston scoring that try.
And this game really got that Queens wanted it to get back from about the 20th minute of the first half until really the second quarter of the match, the 20th minute until halftime, when they scored 3 consecutive tries and they led 21-10 at halftime as Olivier strikes this one and does not find it, but it's 33-17 here with only 5.5 minutes to go.
If there is a team, though, who could score 3 tries in 4 minutes, it's this Wheeling team. They have absolutely thrown everything at it. You just wonder, though, how much energy have they got left? As Queens have the control, but that's not going to help, Ben. That's unfortunately going to come back for a scrum at halfway.
Yep. Yeah, so right now you're looking at 16 points, the deficit here. Massive, massive mountain to climb. This is the 3rd all-time meeting, and in the previous 2, Queens College, they have kept Wheeling on an average of 15 a match. So they're right there again. Whatever they've done has again worked, but this one's going to be a mighty, mighty big win for them, because the victory here in about 3 minutes will send them on to the championship game here in the men's Division I class. Out the back they come now. The kick there and the chase. You got Boyd going after it. Boyd down there, and he gets clipped off that play a little bit, unable to get the ball. Picked up back there, and a good return here. But time is the enemy if you are Wheeling, and the battle getting heavy down there on the touchline from both sides.
Yep, I agree.
Another great kick from Olivier. The scrum half just put it into that coffin corner, as I like to call it. So hard to get out of from, and Wheeling did manage to get out of, but Boyd was there. But it's a great bit of game management again from the number 9. He's really impressed me today.
He's been so good to watch, and so good, as you say, orchestrating things. And there's a big heavy run there. Juma on that run. Here we go quickly. Restart now. Wheeling. Just a couple of minutes remaining in the match. Down by 16. Farthest they've ever been in 15s is this match, this round, the semifinals. Queens, they've been here before. They've gotten through here before. Lay back. Napabula. The carry there for Wheeling. Nice little ball played back there. Now Wheeling trying to break through again, and they're going to get through and get this one down. Imunda puts it down, and it's 33-22.
Yes, sir.
Need to hurry up the conversion. If they're going to even have a chance, it's probably too little too late.
No good.
The conversion slips wide. So, look, this is just everything. That's credit to Wheeling and their non-stop attitude just to keep going. And it's been in this last 10 minutes, the fight they've shown has been incredible. If I was head coach Mike Geibel, I'd be so proud of my men. Honestly, they've really just kept going and going. Lovely little inside ball. And Alex Niamunda, who I mentioned has been a threat throughout the game when he's had the ball. He deserves that try. Another good performance from the 12 today. Unfortunately, I think it's just going to be too little, too late for Wheeling.
Yep. 33-22 the count now. So we're in the final minute here of this one. Take back there from Wheeling. Travion Reed out there, Will. We've talked about him a lot, deservedly so, man. Going the distance in this one, man.
Honestly, I mean, it's a toss-up between the big number one and obviously Hilton Olivier for MVP today. They've been superb. The fact he's gone 80 minutes and put in the shift he has, I've got to say, Travion Reed has been superb. As is Aaron Jumu, who breaks away the 7 for Wheeling. But has it been knocked on?
Nope, but another call against Queens, and tap and go restart here from Wheeling. Trying to salvage the last few seconds of this match and get another try is the end goal for them here. Good ball there by Juma. To halfway, Wheeling goes. Whistle, penalty call, not releasing in time on Wheeling.
Make a decision. 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Just heard Justin Hale.
30. Let's use it. 30 seconds. Yes.
30 seconds remaining here in the match.
Y'all on you. We have to use it, boys. Let's go.
Use it.
Jacob, hit it.
9-2 season for Queens. The best they've had in the young program. Into 5 Final Fours, trying to get through here. Last year, they didn't even qualify. They lost out to 2 teams that they beat, but not this time around. There's the kick into touch. Hilton Olivier, and that is the match. And Queens will move on to the championship next Saturday, where they'll take on the Brown Bears for all the marbles in Division 1.
Massive credit to head coach Frank McKinney. It was a really strong, controlled performance. Game plan was spot on, of course led by that scrum half, Hilton Olivier, but it was the power that came through from those men up front from Queens that was so impressive. I got to shout out to Travion Reed and Keenan Camp. And 3 of Queens were exceptional. But as for Wheeling, well done. Really well done. A first outing at this semi-final of the Nationals level, and they can hold their heads up high. Some really individual brilliance and some heartfelt grit throughout the game kept them in it. They have some very exciting players, but it's Queens and their team performance that wins it in the end.
33-22, the final count. It'll be Queens and Brown next Saturday night down in Houston. Brown's a program that in years past has knocked Queens out in the Final Four. And so Queens, they'll get a shot out of Charlotte, North Carolina, taking on the Brown Bears next Saturday night. Can't wait for that one. Should be fun. Will,
be a great game, Ben. Really looking forward to it.
Yep. Likewise. Great to be with you again. It's been too long, man. It was a fun afternoon calling the 2 semifinals here, and we'll see you next weekend. Looking forward to that. So that's going to do it for our broadcast. Queens College, they win the match 33-22. They advance to the Division I final as they take out Wheeling here tonight. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. For Will Hooley, all of our crew, Ben Holden saying thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next weekend for more NCR championship action here on the Rugby Network.
I'd say my favorite Thorne product is creatine,
whey protein,
vitamin D,
super EPA,
fish oil pills.
I chose to take Thorne supplements over another brand because they're sports backed.
We know it's tested and it's safe to use.
There's a wide variety of benefits.